Hello there. Thank you for purchasing Smart Collage Builder. In this video, I just want to go over how to install it and how to use it. And so you should have been able to download this file and this file right here. This was the Smart Collage Builder .jsx file, and this is the clean files names .jsx file. And I just want to show you where to put them first so you can get started. If you have a Mac like me, you're just going to go to Finder and then go to Applications. And then inside Applications, you should have your version of Photoshop right here. I'm going to double click on that. And then inside of here is going to be Presets. I'm going to double click on that. And then right here is Scripts. And this is a script file, so we're going to put it in here. And so mine is already in there. But what you would do is you would just drag it into here just like this. And when that happens, it's going to ask you for a administrator password. If you don't have that, you can still run this. I'll show you a different way you can do that as well. But it's best to put it in here. You can see mine's in here right there. So is my clean file names, and that's where to put it. Windows computers have a very similar process to a Macintosh, and that's in the instructions. And so when you have it installed, I'm going to open up Photoshop, and I'm going to the one thing that works well with this is that you can use any size canvas you would like. And so since I'm a wedding photographer, I'm going to do a spread for an album. So I'm going to hit New File, and I'm going to choose 24 by 12. So if I had a 12 by 12 album, I need my canvas size would need to be 24 by 12. And so I'm going to choose that, make sure that you have 300 on the resolution because we want it to have a nice image quality. So I'm going to hit Create. And then I'm going to really quick go up to View, and then I'm going to go to Guides, and I'm going to have a new guide layout just so that I kind of know. And what this did is it's just kind of, for me, I know where the page folds. So if I'm going to do a wedding album, I kind of want to know where the page folds. And I have my little bleed on the edge like that. So you do not have to set up your canvas like this. You can be a square canvas. It can be a long rectangle. It can be tall. Any canvas size that you would like to have, you can use. And so next we just go to File, Scripts, and you go to Smart Collage Builder. And then this will pop up and you have different options. I'm going to choose a folder, but you can choose individual files if you would like. You can list the number of columns you like, but you can also leave it automatic. I'm going to choose 6 for mine. The spacing, this is the spacing between the pictures. I usually leave mine at 20. Unless your canvas is very, 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 very tiny, then you might have to decrease this number. The aspect ratio, I'm going to leave it original because I want the pictures to stay at their original size. And then I'm going to leave this at 100. I am going to click on Randomize Order, and I have an option for choosing a black, white, or custom background color, but I'm going to choose none for now. I'm going to hit Run Collage. It's going to ask me to pick a folder. So I'm going to pick this folder right here, and I'm going to hit Open. And you can now see it opens up all the images. It's going to place them into the collage. And it's done. If you like it like this, you can keep it like this, or you can hit Reshuffle, and it will remake the collage again, and it will shuffle the images around. Okay, so I'm going to leave mine like that. I'm just going to hit Done. And what it did is, if you look over here, is every single picture is its own layer, but it also put them in a group. So you can move this around or do what you would like to with it as a group. And so I am going to go ahead and leave it in a group, and I'm going to hit Control T, which is for transform. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to move it over here to about, nudge it over to where that's about the center. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to have this be right about there. And I'm going to hit Enter. Then I'm going to take my Move tool and use the Auto Select, and I'm going to select just these images right here. And you can see over here to select those, and then I'm going to center these just like this. Now I've made a lot of wedding albums in my life, and I've always had to do this manually. There are some other expensive programs you can use that kind of do this, but this gives you a very good starting point if you wanted to do something like this. And so, if I was going to make more than one spread, I could just turn this off and I could add another spread just right on top of it, and then I could save all of my spreads at the end if I wanted to. But I'm going to make something else. I'm going to hit new, and let's go to a 10 by 10 and hit create, and I'm going to hit file, and I'm going to go down. So by the way, if you were not able to load your script into the right file, you can still run it. So you can go to scripts and go down to browse, and you can just choose. I have it on the desktop as well. You can also choose this and hit open. It is better if you have it in the right folder, because there's a couple more options that are allowed if you have it in the right folder. So it's best practice if you are able to put it in the folder. So I'm going to get file, script, and I'm going to hit Smart Collage Builder. This time I'm going to choose individual files, and I would like there to be 3. Actually, let's just leave this at auto for right now, spacing, but I'm going to go down to grid mode, and I'm going to click randomize order, and I want the background color to be black. And this time I chose individual files, so when I hit run collage, it's going to ask me to choose pictures that I would like. So I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hit open. So you can hit reshuffle if you would like, but I'm just going to hit done. And this comes up and kind of tells you what's going on. And so I'll leave this here. And so what happens is, this is a little bit different than the other one. The Collage Builder made a layer mask on each picture because it doesn't know exactly where you want each picture to be cropped at. So now you have the opportunity to go manually adjust where these pictures are at. So this just comes up and kind of tells you that's what's happening. So I'm going to hit OK. And so now if I click on the move tool, and I'm going to use auto select, if I click on this picture, I can move it a little bit to the left. Same thing with this one. Click on it, and I can move it a little bit down, or I can move it a little bit up, depending on where I want it to be. Same thing with this one. I click on it and move it a little bit over. And I like the rest of them. Now, the only problem with this is if I were to make this smaller, so if I hit Control T and I try to make the whole thing smaller, it does something really weird. And the reason why I did that is because by default, these are not linked with their pictures. The reason why they're not linked with their pictures is because you want the opportunity to move them back and forth. But once you're done, you can lock these together now just by clicking on this blank area right between. And then you can hit Control T and you can resize the whole thing just like this now. And so that gives you a little bit of flexibility there if you wanted to resize it. But you could also go back in and you can unlink the layers again. You can move them around inside of it. So that's how that goes. There is one more thing I would like to show you. So I'm going to hit, I'm just going to actually turn this off. And I'm going to go and make another collage. And I'm going to choose it individual, and let's go original. And I'm going to choose pictures from a different folder. And you'll notice that these images, they have strange file names. And most people are not going to have this problem, but every once in a while, there's some very strange file names in pictures. And so this right here sometimes causes problems for the Collage Builder, and I'll show you what it does, and then you guys can, I can show you how to fix it if you need to. So I'm just going to choose some folders, or some pictures. I'm going to hit OK, and this will pop up and it says, heads up, one or more of the pictures contain these characters. We can just try to let Collage Builder figure it out on its own, and most of the time it does. So I'm going to hit OK. And then it looks like it did a pretty good job, and it didn't miss any pictures. But if it did have a problem, sometimes you will notice that it didn't catch all of your pictures and there's some of them missing. And if that happens, I can show you how to fix that. And so I'm going to turn this off real quick. And then I'm going to go to File, Scripts, and I'm going to go to Clean File Names. And I'm going to choose that folder. So Wedding 2 is the folder. I'm going to hit Open. And I'm going to make it where I'm just called Wedding Photos. And then the start number is going to be 1. You can have another. And then I'm going to make the digits 2. And then I'm going to hit Rename Files and hit Yes. When you're done, you hit OK. And so if I go back now, I'm going to go File, Scripts, and I'm going to go to Smart Collage Builder. I'm going to choose Individual, and I'm going to hit Run. And if I choose it, now you'll notice that every single one of these have been renamed with a proper name. And so if I select some of them now, that little error message will not pop up anymore. So I'm going to just hit Done here. And there it is. So hopefully that covered how to install the Collage Builder into Photoshop and how to use the different features. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me and message me with any questions you might have. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you.